In 2014, Netflix made one of the most controversial deals in Hollywood history, giving Adam Sandler $250 million to make just 4 movies. Critics called it the dumbest business move ever, but they were wrong. Dead wrong. Today, he is an even bigger deal and has generated more watch time than any other actor on the platform. Why? Because decades ago, he cracked the code of Hollywood that everyone else missed, and built something no other actor has ever managed to create.
Adam Sandler. God bless you all!
Today, we're going to show you exactly how he did it. But to understand how Adam Sandler became Netflix's most valuable asset, we need to go back to 1984, when a 17-year-old kid made the strangest promise to his college roommate. "I'm gonna make movies with my best friends for the rest of my life." His roommate thought he was crazy. Hollywood doesn't work that way. But Adam wasn't trying to work with Hollywood. He was building something much bigger. In his early days at NYU, Adam wasn't the funniest comedian. He wasn't even close. He would bomb so badly at comedy clubs that he had to perform Beatles covers in subway stations just to make money. At the comic strip, he'd bomb on Monday, workshop new material all week with friends, and come back stronger on Friday. But while other comedians were trying to become solo stars, Adam was doing something different. He was building an army. First, he convinced his roommate, Tim Herlihy, an accounting student with zero comedy experience, to write jokes for him. Then, he recruited Frank Karachi, a film student down the hall. Next came Alan Covert, who sat next to him in comedy class. At the Improv Comedy Club in LA, he met Rob Schneider, a rising star who saw something special in Sandler, despite his rocky performances. "I was the only one really laughing at his set," Schneider recalled. "I took him out for a beer and told him he was going to be huge." Through Rob, Adam met Kevin James, a struggling stand-up comic who would become one of his closest collaborators. Despite Hollywood executives saying James wasn't leading man material, Adam saw something different. He would later cast him in I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, launching James into stardom. Then came SNL. Adam shared a tiny office with Chris Rock, Chris Farley, and David Spade, a cramped space that would become the birthplace of comedy history. While critics panned their sketches, the group formed an unbreakable bond that would shape Hollywood for decades to come. His rise at SNL was legendary. His Opera Man character became a sensation. The Hanukkah Song turned into a holiday classic.
Put them together, what a fine-looking Jew.
Canteen Boy and Lunch Lady Land sketches proved he could turn anything into comedy gold. Even when sketches bombed, audiences couldn't stop watching. In 1995, Adam had become one of SNL's biggest stars. Then, something happened that would have destroyed most careers. NBC fired him. Even comedy legend Bill Murray said he hated Sandler's work. Critics celebrated his downfall. But what looked like career suicide was actually the moment everything changed. Instead of trying to win over critics or chase prestige, Adam went all in on his original plan. He gathered his army of friends and started Happy Madison Productions, named after its first 2 movies that everyone said would fail. The results were immediate. Billy Madison, a movie about a man-child repeating grade school, made $26 million on a tiny budget. Happy Gilmore became an instant cult classic despite critics calling it the death of comedy. The Waterboy shocked everyone by making $190 million despite being called unwatchable. Big Daddy crushed box office expectations with $235 million on a $34 million budget. The Wedding Singer launched his romantic comedy era, and 50 First Dates pulled in $196 million, proving his star power was only growing. In 2006, Click proved Adam could do more than just make people laugh. The film blended his signature comedy with genuine emotional depth, earning $237.7 million worldwide and showing critics a new side of Sandler. It became one of his most respected comedies and paved the way for more dramatic roles. Even his flops made money. Jack and Jill, which won every single Razzie Award in 2011, still made $150 million at the box office. By 2010, Sandler's movies had out-earned Robert De Niro's, Al Pacino's, and yes, even Bill Murray's. In 2003, when his father Stanley passed away, Adam did something remarkable. He dedicated every single movie to his dad, and he made sure his father's favorite saying made it into almost every film. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. The hard way meant sticking with your friends, ignoring the critics, and building something that would last. Adam chose the hard way. In 2010, he made the ultimate version of his movies with friends formula, Grown Ups. The cast was basically a reunion of his SNL family: Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider, and Kevin James. Critics called it a paid vacation disguised as a movie. They weren't entirely wrong. Adam literally scheduled filming around his friend's summer break so their families could all hang out together. The cast lived in the same neighborhood during production. Their kids played together between takes. The results were staggering. Grown Ups made $271 million worldwide. The 2013 sequel did even better, $347 million. For context, that's more than Oscar-winning films like The Shape of Water or Moonlight. But Adam wasn't just making his own movies successful, he was lifting up everyone around him. Rob Schneider went from small-time comedian to starring in his own hits like Deuce Bigalow and The Animal, all produced by Happy Madison. David Spade turned Joe Dirt into a cult classic. Kevin James landed his own sitcom, King of Queens, and became a movie star. Adam doesn't just give you a role, he gives you a career, Chris Rock said in 2020. He's the only guy in Hollywood who actually wants his friends to win. This model changed how ensemble comedies worked. Before Grown Ups, comedy ensembles were usually thrown together by studios. After its success, movies like This Is the End, Anchorman 2, and Trainwreck started casting real-life friend groups together. Then came Netflix. They needed content, lots of it, and they needed it fast. Traditional Hollywood was too slow, too expensive, and too unreliable. But Netflix looked at Adam Sandler's operation and saw something revolutionary. A ready-made hit factory that could produce movies quickly, reliably, and with a guaranteed audience. The numbers were mind-blowing. The Ridiculous Six and The Do-Over proved the model worked so well that Netflix renewed the deal in 2017. The Do-Over topped Netflix charts for 31 straight days. Sandy Wexler and The Week Of followed. Murder Mystery reached 83 million households in its first month. Hubie Halloween hit #1 in 78 countries. The success led to another renewal in 2020 with an even bigger $275 million deal. 2023 proved its biggest year yet. Murder Mystery 2 with Jennifer Aniston, You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah, starring his wife and daughters, and the animated movie Leo all dominated the platform. In just 6 months, viewers spent over 500 million hours watching Sandler content. That's equivalent to over 57,000 years of viewing time. Netflix had found their golden goose. Adam didn't just change how movies were made, he changed how we watch them. His films became what industry experts call ambient entertainment. Movies you can watch while doing other things that feel like hanging out with old friends. Today, you can see Adam's influence everywhere. Ryan Reynolds built Maximum Effort with the same friend-first model. Kevin Hart's Heartbeat Productions follows the Happy Madison playbook. The Rock's $7 Productions uses the same rapid production strategy. But none of them can match Adam's numbers or his loyalty. In 2024, Sandler proved once again why Netflix keeps betting on him. Spaceman showed a completely different side of Adam. An astronaut trapped alone in space, trying to save his marriage back on Earth with help from a mysterious alien companion. Trading comedy for emotional depth, he starred alongside Oscar nominee Carey Mulligan in what might be his most ambitious role yet. His new stand-up special, Love You, reminded everyone where he started, on stage, with nothing but his guitar and his jokes. The unpredictable special featuring songs, stories, and even party-crashing dogs proved he could still capture the raw energy that made him a star. And 2025 looks even bigger. Netflix announced Happy Gilmore 2, a sequel to the movie critics called brain dead in 1996. The original Happy Gilmore cost just $12 million to make and was filmed in 50 days with Adam's college friends. The sequel will be his next Netflix triumph, likely becoming one of 2025's most watched movies. The same critics who once called it the death of comedy are now writing think pieces about its enduring legacy. Think about that journey, from getting booed off stage at comedy clubs to having Netflix bet hundreds of millions on his next moves. He's even teaming up with George Clooney for a new Netflix comedy drama, Jay Kelly, proving once again that Hollywood's biggest stars want to work with the guy critics once tried to write off. Meanwhile, rumors of Grown Ups 3 are sending fans into a frenzy. Chris Rock has openly said he's ready. David Spade mentioned in 2023 that the text chain is active. With Adam's continued Netflix success, fans might finally get their wish. So the next time someone calls an Adam Sandler movie dumb, remember this: that dumb strategy generated more watch time than any actor in Netflix history. And that dumb strategy made him 2023's highest paid actor at $73 million, out-earning even Margot Robbie during Barbie's historic $1.4 billion box office run. Because in the end, Adam Sandler didn't just crack the code of Hollywood, he rewrote it. Thanks for watching the incredible story of Hollywood's most misunderstood genius. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Adam Sandler's empire, hit subscribe for more untold stories of entertainment's biggest game changers.